In this video, we're going to dive into 4 powerful skills that separate $35,000 a year agents from $150,000 a year agents. If you have goals to shoot your income up and become a more productive and profitable real estate agent, this video is for you. Let's dive into it. So what separates lower producing agents from higher producing agents? So I've interviewed and talked to agents from all different sectors and all different backgrounds. And what I found is the agents that are earning the most money possess these simple skills and they stick to them. So I wanted to make a video outlining exactly what those skills were. That way you can start building them and implementing them into your daily business. That way you can become more profitable and more productive in your real estate business. So number 1 is the ability to face adversity. Let's face it, real estate's hard. Most people say no. And to be honest, when you're on the phone or you're trying to attract clients, you're gonna hear a lot of negativity and people are gonna be rude sometimes. And you have to build the thick skin to be able to face that adversity on a daily basis and not get yourselves in the dumps. You know, you don't want to be walking through life with your head down and become really negative. And it's really easy to do, especially in a tough market like we have today. It's very easy to become negative, to become kind of pulled away and checked out like, hey, you know, I'm on the phone trying to make this work and people are just rude, they're mean, they hang up. And that can be frustrating and it can be challenging and it can actually be a little depressing at times. But if you become thick-skinned and you just learn to face adversity and realize that even the most talented Hall of Fame baseball players only bat a 300. And what does that really mean? Well, what it means is that every time they swing the bat, they have a 30% chance of hitting the ball. Well, that's a Hall of Famer. So in business, it's typically the Hall of Famers are batting 100, right? Because 90% of businesses fail. So on the phone with prospecting, you have to develop that same exact mindset and realize that every single conversation and every single phone call isn't going to materialize into a sale. And the second you realize that and you realize like, hey, this is just the process that I need to do to find the person that's going to work with me, then it becomes a lot easier. And every no gets you one step closer to a yes. Always remember that. Number 2 is simply client attraction. So with real estate or any other business, you have to have traffic and you need to be able to attract clients into your business. So developing this skill, whether it's through prospecting, cold calling, door knocking, Facebook leads, YouTube advertising, or building some kind of a personal brand online, you have to develop the skill of getting traffic and attention to your real estate business. And once you learn how to do this, you're going to notice that your sales increase. And it's just due to sheer velocity. The more people that you get through the door, the more people that are actually going to put stuff in their carts and purchase it at the register. And you need to realize that as an agent, that real estate in most cases is simply a numbers game. Now, certain avenues are going to convert at a higher rate, and you can track all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you need to really work on and practice attracting people into your business. Number 3 is closing skills. So I've seen many agents that are great on the phone, they're great at having conversations, but when it comes time to ask for the sale and overcome those tough objections, they simply lack the skills and they freeze up. Now, you don't want to be that agent because you're going to put a lot of top end and front end work up front to be able to get these appointments with sellers and buyers. And the last thing you want to happen is to show up to those appointments and then simply not be able to sign the person on as a client because you couldn't close the sale. Now, common closing objections are going to be things like, what's your real estate commission? Will you lower your real estate commission? Or why do I have to sign an exclusive buyer agency agreement? These are all things that people are going to ask, and you need to learn how to handle them in a smooth way and then explain the reasons that you have these procedures or you charge that much commission, whatever it may be. But you need to overcome those objections in a professional manner and just realize that most people are going to throw the 5 or 10 common objections at you, and they're all typically the same objections. So if you can get those down and learn how to handle those in a professional way, you're going to be closing at a high rate. And then all that upfront work that you're putting into prospecting and client attraction is going to start paying off at a much higher level because you're going to actually be getting these people to the closing table and making commission checks. Number 4 is time blocking. And this is last, but it's certainly not least. So once you do all these things 1 through 3, you're going to notice that you get really busy. And your schedule is going to start filling up with buyers and sellers, and you're going to be out showing houses and having fun, and everything's going to seem great. But what you're going to notice is things start to get a little chaotic. You know, you might double book an appointment. You might find out that you have to go somewhere else at the same time you have another appointment. Or you might notice that your time with your friends and family is shrinking more and more day by day. So how do you overcome this? And it really comes down to time blocking. You know, as an agent, we have the ability to create our own schedules. The problem is we oftentimes have never experienced working for ourselves, especially if we come from a 9-to-5 job. And we face the problem of not knowing how to manage our day and not knowing how to create a schedule that works with our own personal life and that creates a nice time balance where we can fit everything into a day and make it productive, profitable, and also enjoyable. So time blocking is a huge thing that every single agent needs to learn, especially as they become more and more busy, because what's going to happen is you're going to either have a business that overruns your life and becomes very miserable to work, or you're going to burn yourself out. So if you can figure out how to time block and fit everything in, things are going to become much easier. And never break your time block. So if you have a certain time block to do X, Y, and Z, try to schedule your appointments outside of that. Now, if you absolutely have an emergency and you're not going to be able to close on a commission and it's going to cost you $7,000 if you don't show up, of course, work around it. But try to create this framework in your business. That way you have something really predictable and productive. Because what I find is, you know, agents are all over the place. They're running around, they're doing this, they're doing that. And then at the end of the day, they look back and say, what really got accomplished? So you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be chasing the day, right? You want to have the day in your control. So I hope these tips really did help you out. I hope that you can take this knowledge and basically build yourself a business that generates 6 figures and beyond. Because real estate is a tough business, right? And if you're going to be putting all this work in, you want to make sure you build a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And please let me know, what's the biggest takeaway that you got from this video? Drop it in the comment section below, and if you like real estate content that's geared towards agents to help them build their business, definitely subscribe, hit the like button, and share with a friend. Thanks so much for watching, and you have an awesome day.